Hi guys. As the title says, this will be a quick guide showing you how you can beat wave 120 of the Goblin Gorfest tower defense minigame and unlock the Zerg Rushogen prayer, which is one of the most useful prayers in the game. It gives up to 15% AFK gain rate at the cost of some carry capacity, which in my opinion is a great trade-off. I'm not claiming this to be the best or the fastest way to beat wave 120, but it is one way to do it, and as a bonus I even managed to beat wave 130 with it. Let's start off by taking a look at the towers you will need, and what level they are in my case. The Ice Tower at level 43. Leveling this tower is not important, but it can help. Then we have the Stormcaller Tower at level 53. Leveling this tower isn't that important either, since all we really want from it is the passive crit chance you get from upgrading it during the minigame. But the improved damage and cheaper upgrade cost you get from leveling it is always helpful. The Party Starter Tower at level 48. You might need to have at least a couple of levels on this tower for the improved range, otherwise they might not be able to reach and boost the other towers during the minigame. The Kraken Tower at level 38. The improved spawn rate you get from leveling this guy is probably quite helpful, so I'll say you'll want to get a few level on this tower as well. The Poison Tower at level 41. This is the carry, so prioritize leveling him the most. It might take some time, but the Poison Tower will pretty much carry you through all the different tower defense minigames. And finally, the Voidinator Tower at level 12. Leveling this tower just isn't important. Note that you definitely could do this with towers at a lower level as well. Just try and see how far you can get with what you have. Doing this on a hunter can also be beneficial because of the stop right there ability that completely locks the enemies in place for a few seconds. For me, having it at level 246, all enemies get rooted for a whole 16 seconds. The other ability that might also help a little is the Kung Fu Kick ability that knockbacks a single enemy by a few pixels. It's not as useful as the first ability, but with its quite low ability cooldown, it can easily be used over and over again. Using these abilities aren't a requirement to get past 120, or they weren't for me at least, but they can definitely make it easier. Here I made a simple image that you guys can use showing all you need to know, in what order to place the towers, and what upgrade path I used for all of them. When upgrading, always prioritize getting all towers to level 5 first, before leveling any other towers further. Then one by one going to level 10 for the second path upgrade, and then if you have the points start going for level 15. Start off by leveling the Poison Tower, since that's where your damage comes from. Then the Stormcallers for the passive crit chance, followed up by the Kraken Towers to help keeping the goblins back. Then after that the Party Starters, and then finishing up with the Ice and the Voidinator Tower. That's what I think is the most optimal order to upgrade your towers in. Feel free to pause right here to have this image accessible while trying to beat wave 120. It approximately took me 1 hour, but most of that time was just spent waiting for wave 130 to be over. But for all those who want to follow along, the next clip will be my entire run from wave 1 to 130. With a previous max stage of 100, these were some huge improvements, and I will get a lot more souls and worship EXP. If you decide to try this out yourself with the setup I used, be sure to tell me how far you got. And with all that said, I will see you in another video.